Bermuda grass seed. We're going to talk about Bermuda grass seed today. We're going to talk about a bunch of different subjects. We're going to talk about quality grass seed versus common grass seed, the stuff you find in the big box stores. And I think that's real important because a lot of people get confused on that. We're going to cover a bunch of different stuff. We're going to talk about seed size. We're going to talk about the cost. We're going to talk about planting, a whole bunch of different stuff. So hold on one sec. Guess what arrived while I was FedEx? Guess what arrived while I was getting ready to put this out? My last test spot. Hey guys, this could be about a 4-hour video, but I'm gonna move fast. I got bugs out here again, but I'm gonna move pretty quick. We're gonna talk about Bermuda seed because I promised that I would do some kind of little video about Bermuda seed in one of the last videos. And I'd post some links to some decent quality seeds that I've done a little bit of testing with, and I'm going to do more testing with this year. So let's understand the difference real quick. Oh, by the way, before I forget, Super Juice is in stock. Thank God it's back in stock. The Duo side, the armyworm killer, which you need to have in stock. You cannot wait until you have armyworms. You need to have enough of that in stock to treat. Is back in stock, thank goodness. PGF fertilizer will be back in stock in about 5 days. Just about everything should be back in stock really soon. I had a bunch of people ask. Oh, and click that subscribe button. If you want to see the mystery machine that pulled up the other day, the mystery machine, I'll be doing some videos on that next week. So click subscribe, click your bell, that way you get notified. Okay, that's over with. First, let's talk about cheap Bermuda grass seed versus more expensive Bermuda grass seed. You can go to Home Depot, you can go to Lowe's, and you can buy common Bermuda grass seed. Common Bermuda grass is pretty cheap. You can buy a bag of it for like 10 bucks, a big bag of it. The problem with common, and it does look well. Matter of fact, I think some of the world's worst Bermuda lawn, I'll show you the difference. The difference is pretty simple. Common Bermuda grass has a much larger blade on it. It's a much bigger piece of grass. Hybrid that you generally see in sod is very, very fine, like golf course fine.
So I want to show you two different varieties of grass here. This is a common Bermuda. See how large the blades are? And then this is a hybrid sod Bermuda. Common, hybrid. And this is what most people want when they're talking about a Bermuda lawn.
Now, most sod is actually hybrid, which means that the seeds, even though you have all these seed heads sprouting up all over your lawn sometimes, they're sterile. So they actually make sod through plugs and through rootings. They don't make it through seed. So over the years, a lot of research and testing has been done on different types of seeds that replicate that really fine Bermuda that we want in our yard. And I'm going to put in the description down below, I'm going to link to a page, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, you can go right on Amazon and order this stuff. I'm going to put links to decent quality Bermuda seeds and sort of some of their features and characteristics. But most of these are just good quality seeds, and they'll replicate kind of like your lawn. Now, the one thing you don't want to do, you really want to avoid overseeding sod. You want to use the runners, and I've done several videos on that. So if you have bare spots or whatever, steal the runners and do my runner method. That's really what you want to do. You want to propagate bare spots from what you already have in existence, because no matter how good of a quality seed you have, you're going to have, if you put out seed, you're going to have different looking areas. I've got one area out back that someone planted some kind of seed in there, and it just doesn't look right. It just has a little bit different texture, a little bit different color, and I can see it. And of course, I'm neurotic about this stuff, so. But you really want to try and maintain a constant surface with Bermuda grass. So first, let's talk about seed size. Let's start there. I read online 1 million to 2 million seeds per pound. I didn't believe that. So I picked up my little bag and I said, there can't be 1 million seeds in here. So I did a test. And how do I do my test? I took 1 grain of, I think I was using the new Arden 15. I took 1 grain, not gram, 1 grain, and I weighed out the seed. I went in Photoshop and I actually touch every single seed with red because it's so small. And so I counted, and I forget 100, it was like 118. I'll put up a picture. There was 118 seeds in 1 grain. There's 7,000 grains in a pound. You multiply that out and it was like 876,000. So they're right. There's about 1 million to 2 million Bermuda grass seeds in a pound. Now, how many pounds per 1,000 square feet? The recommended rate for most of these products is about 1 pound per 1,000 square feet. So if you have 5,000 square feet that you need to seed, then you're going to have 5 pounds. Let's talk real quickly about the cost. Like I said, you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy common Bermuda. Matter of fact, if you look at the back of it, they won't even identify what type it is because they vary the actual type of seed in there all the time. I called to find that out. I'm not making this up. I called the company and said, what type of Bermuda? In other words, what is the actual name of it? And they say, well, we don't put it on there because it varies from time to time. Okay, but it's common Bermuda. It's not quality Bermuda, we'll call it. I would say a good quality Bermuda grass seed is going to run you about $7 to $20 a pound. That's generally what I'm finding. Princess 77 has always been sort of a standby for people, but I believe that's sort of going away now and it's being replaced by Arden 15. Again, you can go to the webpage and see that link. I've got a bunch. This is a bag of Yukon that I ordered. There's Riviera, there's La Prima, there's Blackjack. Blackjack is something that I'm doing a lot of testing with because it's a really dark green grass, Blackjack, and it's supposedly shade tolerant as much as a plant can be, so I don't know. But you want to sort of you want to look for a grass seed that sort of says, hey, it's designed for golf fairways and tees or even greens, and then you're going to get that really fine Bermuda grass blade. All right, so that's the seed count, and that's the price of it. That's the difference between common and Bermuda grass seed. So let's talk about planting real quick. I'm doing a project across the street. Okay, the world's worst Bermuda lawn has been restored, even though the drought's killing it. And then I extended that over, and I'm going to show you this here in a minute. So I extended the area over even more. And then I took there's like a big field next to it, sort of. So I went over there and it was just solid weeds. So I killed that all off. I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to use that sort of as a seed testing zone. So that's what I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks. I'll play with that and I'll show you guys updates. Planting Bermuda seed, I think soil temperature needs to be above 65 degrees. And you can plant it basically anytime during late spring or summer with that soil temperature and above. You really need to have irrigation though. If you want a successful seed plant, you've got to put water on it. You've got to keep that seed wet, keep that seed wet, keep that seed wet. And once it germinates, it just has tiny roots and it can burn out easy, so you have to baby the stuff. Next, you're going to want to you can just broadcast seed on certain areas, but you really want to have a light till. And I like to see Bermuda seed. I like to till the top 1/2 inch, put out the Bermuda seed, and then sort of just gently rake it back in and then water it. Bermuda grass seed, if you just throw it out, is probably not going to take well. You really kind of need to till it. And I think what I'm going to use is I'm going to use sort of a dethatching. I think my crew has a dethatcher. So I'm just going to, as a dethatcher, I'm just going to stir up the ground a little bit, throw some seed out there, and water it, let the rain take care of it. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Like I said, my job is to play and report my results to you guys. Next, let's talk about fertilizing. So this area over here that I'm talking about, I don't think anything's been done to that area in probably 8 years. No fertilizer, no weed spray, no anything. So what I did was I went over there and I put out a real heavy coat of 10-10-10 to fix the soil, because I'm not going to pay for a soil test. And that's what I did with my lawn here. I actually put out a 10-10-10 real heavy, and then I went back with a real heavy coat of PGF fertilizer. Now the PGF fertilizer, if you haven't tried it, you need to get some PGF fertilizer. That stuff is amazing. It has a high iron content, really small particle size. Everyone that is using that stuff loves that stuff. It should be available back on Amazon. It's sold out. It should be available in about 6 days. But that new expanded area, I'll show you that. You'll see how blue that is. That's just a crappy old area over there. And man, it's just gorgeous, gorgeous Bermuda grass from using that PGF. So once I put that down, put that fertilizer down, try and fix the soil a little bit, I'm pretty much going to leave it, plant my seed. Once my seed comes up, I'm just going to leave it alone. I will probably do a little bit of super juice spray maybe every week or two in a 7:1:2 ratio. So new seed and new sod, yes, you can use your super juice. When you're talking about new sod, you got to back off of it. When you're talking about new seed, you got to back off of it a little bit. You got to let it do its stuff. Fix the soil a little bit of super juice, and that's it. Just leave it alone. The main thing that you have to be concerned about when you're talking about new seed and new sod is water. Water is the most critical factor in any kind of lawn care. That's my firm belief. So let me show you some of the stuff I did over on that patch yesterday. So this, if you look over here, the world's worst Bermuda lawn is over here. Of course, it's burning out now. Great. Then I extended that over here. I put down a curtain of death and pre-emergent over here. And I put down PGF real heavy over here along with super juice. And you can see how green it is. It's beautiful. Now, if you don't know, if you didn't watch the last video, there was goosegrass in here. So that's what the yellow spots are. I had to come in here and really hit the goosegrass hard. But look what happens here. See this line here? Okay, so I already worked that area. So now this area was 99% weeds over in here. So I went in and I killed this whole area. But now I'm going to prepare it for seed, and I'm going to put down a couple varieties of seed. So let me show you real quick. This is what it looked like over here. It was just solid weeds, and there's almost no Bermuda grass here. It's solid weeds. But you can see that line here where I killed it off. So I killed off this big area in here. It's probably about 2,000, 3,000 square feet that I'm going to reseed as a project and show you guys. Okay, so all I did was I ran the layers. I picked up a couple things, and I picked up some cheap 10-10-10. Now this is the only thing I've put on my yard this year. I did a soil correction. You do your soil correction with a granular. You cannot do a soil correction with a spray. So all I've done to this grass right here is it had 10-10-10, and then from then on it's just been super juice. Nothing but super juice after the 10-10-10. So I want to get this done fast, so I broke out the best beast I have, the Anderson's LCO 1000. This thing is an absolute monster. If you don't know, this is a golf course quality, professional quality spreader. It's not for the average homeowner. It's like 500 bucks. But I'm going to use this today. It has a clump screen in it, by the way. But look what I'm doing. Almost full hole. I'm going to do almost full hole spread on 10-10-10 on this. So the nice thing about this spreader is I can put probably two or three whole bags of 10-10-10 in here. One of the reasons why you can load this thing up is this thing's got like ATV tires on it. Man, you hit bumps or roots or whatever, it's just nice and smooth over it. All right, so now I'm going to put down some of the PGF over there. PGF is cool stuff. So this is the PGF here. And this, my friends, is the king of fertilizers. If you want green grass, this is it. It's $2. This is what turned the other section so dark green and thick, this PGF. Now this is a 1608, but it has high iron and it has humic DG already inside of it, and the particle size is tiny. Look at that. This is professional grade fertilizer. Now, there is an announcement that I'll be making in a couple weeks about something that's similar to this, and I think it's going to be called PGF Complete. And it is going to be like a 1648 with macros, micros, humic, iron, everything. So when that hits the market, let me tell you what,
that is going to be an amazing fertilizer.
Take that off. I'm not going out there because it's 96 degrees. It's a drought. It is hot as hell out there. Anyways, I've got all these different seeds here that I bought for you guys that I'm going to test over on that plot over there. But I'll be quite honest, I don't know if I have a whole lot of faith in it because there's no irrigation. I'm going to have to hand water it. It's super hot. It's super dry. I have no idea. So I'll plant some over there. I may plant some very small strips in a back corner I have over here. It's a little bit shaded to see which ones do better in shade too. Because I've got an area that's kind of bare over there. That'd be a cool thing. I may do that too. But I've got everything. I've got the new Arden 15. This bag is Princess 77. This is La Prima XD. This one is Yukon, and that one is Blackjack. So I've got all kinds of different varieties, and I'm going to list these on the page in the description down below. Like I said, it's pretty simple. The best thing, you do not want to put down any pre-emergent. Kill all your weeds. Get something to stir up the ground. Now, you can till it, but you don't really have to till it. Again, a dethatching machine. I've got my guys coming on Monday. They're going to trim some trees for me. They're going to haul away some junk for me. And he's bringing his dethatching machine. And I'm going to have him dethatch that area. Basically, it's like wires. And it just stirs up the ground like 1/4 of an inch. So it'll mix up that fertilizer. I'll put out the seed. And then, fingers crossed, in about 4 or 5 days, we have some rain moving in. And that rain should kick in that process. And we'll see what happens with it. I don't know if I can keep up with watering it to prove any results. But we'll see what happens. So anyways, make sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss the progress on this. I got a bunch of videos. I got the leveling video. I have the new mystery machine video that's coming out, so you don't want to miss that. I'll talk to you later. It's freaking hot out here, dude. Talk to you later. Bye.